On the set of the new season, everything seemed normal until an assistant noticed something strange. In the middle of the night, when most of the crew had left, the lights in the script reading room were still on. People assumed it was just a technician forgetting to turn off the lights, until they saw Heughan walk out, not alone, but with Caitriona Balfe. No one knew what they were doing inside for nearly 2 hours. The door was closed, and soft laughter echoed through the silent hallway. When the lights went out, Sam walked ahead, Caitriona a few steps behind, his shirt draped over her shoulders. They didn't say a word to each other, but their eyes were both averted and as if they had something they hadn't had time to hide. The next day, Sam showed up unusually early, a faint scratch on his neck that no one dared to ask about. Caitriona came in later, carefully made up but still unable to hide her nervousness. During the script reading that day, the first hug scene left the entire crew speechless. Not because of the good dialogue, but because it felt too real. A crew member whispered that recently, whenever Sam and Caitriona filmed an intimate scene, the director didn't need to edit it as much as before. Gestures, breathing, eyes, everything seemed like it wasn't acting anymore. Someone even caught them standing next to each other in the dressing room, the door only half closed, their shadows almost blending together. Rumors began to spread. They had a silence agreement to keep it a secret from the media? Were the passionate love scenes on screen just a way to cover up their true feelings? Or had something gone beyond the limits of acting long ago, but only now was it revealed? The climax was when an assistant discovered that Sam's phone had a call with the name, C, displayed, accompanied by a heart symbol. He immediately turned off the screen, but someone had already seen it. Coincidentally, at the same time, Caitriona was missing from the set for more than 30 minutes without anyone being able to explain. A member of the crew recounted that after a filming session in the rain, Sam wrapped a towel around Caitriona, leaned close and said something that made her smile, then turned away from the camera. From that moment, the atmosphere between them changed, no longer just longtime co-stars, but something fragile but hard to hide. No one dared to confirm, but everyone felt. There was a secret burning quietly between them, just not yet ready to explode in front of everyone. A post-production member checked the security camera in the second-floor corridor after the night shoot. While he was about to delete some data, he discovered a clip that caught his attention. Sam leaned against the wall, her eyes looking towards the dressing room. A few seconds later, Caitriona appeared with an off-shoulder jacket. She said something very quietly, and Sam walked over to fix her collar. The clip lasted less than a minute, but it was enough to make viewers feel that there was something more than just acting. The person holding the clip knew that if they released it, it would cause a stir, but also feared losing their future in the industry, so they quietly kept it, waiting for the right opportunity. The crew welcomed the special scene director, Elaine, who had worked closely with Sam. Since her appearance, the eyes of the three people began to have silent collisions. During a meeting, Elaine's eyes lingered on Sam for too long, especially when Caitriona sat near him. No one said anything, but the atmosphere had changed. One rainy night, Caitriona used the excuse of being tired to leave the studio early. Sam stayed with the main director. Elaine also lingered. Someone saw her touch Sam's shoulder, pull him closer to whisper something. At the same time, Caitriona did not return to the hotel but sat in the car in the parking lot for nearly 20 minutes. The third-floor rehearsal room, a place no one goes to late at night, was lit up for nearly 2 hours. The security guard passing by saw the door ajar, there were footsteps inside and then it went silent. The next morning, Caitriona put on a lot of makeup but could not hide her dark circles, and Sam was unusually quiet. A stylist said that she saw Caitriona open Sam's phone quickly as if she had known the password for a long time. When she was discovered, she just smiled and returned it, not at all confused. When filming the hugging scene under the yellow light, the atmosphere suddenly became dead silent. Sam put her hand on Caitriona's back against the script. She leaned her head on his shoulder for longer than necessary. It wasn't until the second cut that they broke apart. Elaine stood behind the camera, arms crossed, her eyes filled with annoyance. That night, Elaine invited Sam to her private room at the hotel to discuss the scene further. At the same time, Caitriona returned to the crew room to get her things and saw that Sam's phone had Elaine's name on the screen. Rumors of a third party spread quickly. The hallway clip became collateral in the hands of the person who accidentally held it. Unexpectedly, he received an anonymous message. "I know you have it. Do you want to keep quiet or get more benefits?" In addition, a blurry photo taken behind Sam and Caitriona on a rainy night was sent along, proving that someone else was following them. During a break in filming, Sam and Caitriona disappeared from the set for more than 40 minutes. When they returned, they were both well covered. Although they said they were going to see the perspective, no one believed them. Elaine watched them from afar, clenching the script so tightly that the edges of the paper wrinkled. That evening, an anonymous account wrote on social media, "If the audience knew what was going on behind the camera, they wouldn't call it acting anymore." During a lighting glitch that caused the crew to take a break, someone caught sight of Sam and Caitriona in the prop room. When the door opened, Sam walked out first with a wrinkled shirt, Caitriona followed behind with her hair askew and jokingly said she was looking for props. That same evening, a phone left in the makeup room accidentally turned on the recording, capturing a 2-minute conversation. The words were unclear, but the way they addressed each other was unlike their co-stars. A plane ticket appeared in Caitriona's hand, the same date as the city where Sam was due next week. She whispered, "If you come, you don't need to book another ticket." Outside, a logistics member heard a faint laugh and walked away. Now, every look, every step, every touch could be interpreted in many ways. Rumors are no longer whispers but tinder waiting for someone to light the fuse. That weekend, the filming schedule was suddenly changed. An internal scene that was not in the official script was added, only requiring Sam and Caitriona to be on set at 10 p.m. for lighting and dialogue testing. No one on the crew was notified except a small technical team, and Elaine was the only one who was named as the director of the shoot. The atmosphere was unusually quiet. The assistant cameraman was transferred to another team. A strange lighting assistant never seen before appeared to replace the sensitive position, and the person holding the hallway clip suddenly asked for leave without reason. Sam arrived first, silently walking into the studio where only a few dim lights were being tested. 5 minutes later, Caitriona appeared with a long coat, her hair tied up high, her face calm as if she did not expect anything. No one said a word to each other, just exchanged a silent look as if knowing what was coming would not be simple. Elaine entered last, holding the script but not opening it. She looked at them both and signaled for her assistant to close the studio door, which rarely happened during a voiceover. The atmosphere suddenly became tense in a way that was hard to describe. At that moment, Sam's phone vibrated in his pocket, 3 times in a row. He glanced at the screen but didn't answer. A text message appeared with an attachment icon. Sam didn't open it, but in that moment, Caitriona's eyes wavered. She knew that sometimes things that weren't opened were more unsettling than those that were seen. Outside the studio, an unfamiliar car was parked in the dark. The person inside was wearing a hat, holding a phone, the screen flashing on and off. It seemed like they were waiting for something, or someone, to speak first. A few members of the crew began whispering to each other that the producers had ordered a check of all social media accounts, including internal devices, for suspected leaks. But strangely, no one seemed panicked, only a sense of anticipation. When Elaine asked to rehearse the hugging scene under the pale yellow light, without the main camera, just the lights and the 2 actors, the silence almost swallowed the whole room. Sam approached, Caitriona did not avoid. No one knew whether they were acting or not acting anymore. The person in charge of lighting unconsciously turned away, not sure if it was because of shyness or because he was afraid of seeing something he should not see. When the lights dimmed, the sound of the door in the hallway rang softly. as if someone had just left or had just arrived but did not enter. In any case, the feeling of being watched had become too obvious to deny. No one knew whether the hallway clip was still in the phone of the person who had it or had been transferred. No one knew if the message on Sam's phone was a threat, an exchange or a warning. And no one knew whether Elaine was trying to prevent the scandal, or waiting for the right moment to make it explode. There was only one thing everyone could sense. It wouldn't be long before someone broke this silence, in a way no one could have predicted.